God of War Ragnarok is incredible. Sony Santa Monica has done it again. In a world filled with Blizzards, BioWares, and Platinums, it's deeply reassuring to be able to have faith in a studio to produce consistent excellence. At its core, Ragnarok is more God of War 2018, but expanded, polished, and ramped up. If you liked its predecessor at all, you'll love this game. Buy it. Buy it twice. If you've not gotten around to it yet, no worries here. I'm going to show some stuff to help sell the game, but absolutely nothing past the first few hours. I'd never even dream of spoiling this glittering gem for a single soul. I'm gonna lead with talking about the plot this time. I'm a story and characters kind of guy at the end of the day. I would have given bloody Cyberpunk an 8 out of 10 on release, for instance. Playing on PC, obviously, since I was actually able to, play the game. Keanu Reeves' Best Buddy Simulator really caught more shit than it deserved. That's what you get for overpromising and underdelivering, I guess. But enough sidetracking. The story's truly great. I've seen better, but not many. Not many at all. Very generally speaking, this is really Atreus' story. If God of War 4 is about a child becoming a boy, Ragnarok is about that boy becoming a man. They grow up so fast. And it's such a trip. There's literally always something interesting happening. Not a single dull moment in the entire thing. It's got plenty of twists and turns and isn't afraid to pull out the big guns. Like, really big guns. I mean it. Be prepared. The camera work's all done in a single shot once again to keep you immersed, and the climax is utterly spectacular. It admittedly runs into the Avengers problem with too much going on and being unable to give everyone a proper moment, but you're still not going to forget it anytime soon. When a game starts off like this, you just know it's going to be something special. Ah! Jesus, look at her! Every single character is brimming with personality. All our favorites are back, along with several newcomers who are no less endearing. Aww. Dialogue remains best in business. It's completely organic, believable, and hits damn hard when it needs to. I could listen to these interactions for days on end.
Did you just say... Woman, guard the house. Go catch fish in the river. And then leave for 5 days?
No. Your mother was far better at fishing than I.
I can't even pick out a favorite. Everyone just pops off in their roles. There's an absolute ton of it too. It'll be many, many hours before that boat starts to go quiet. Excellent mocap backs up the stellar voice acting. Look at Thor here. Look at that face. God damn, that looked good. From these magnificently angry contortions to a barely perceptible tremble in the lower lip, Ragnarok has some of the best expression work I've ever seen in a game. These S-tier performances combined with the strength of the plot got me hooked from the start, and they never let go. I wasn't bored for a single second. One character does pull a pretty quick and somewhat dubious 180 though. I didn't really buy it. It felt like something important got cut in between, and it probably did. But almost all the time you're like, yup, that's exactly how they'd behave if they were real. I really can't praise Santa Monica enough here. Well done. Well done, everyone. The music's phenomenal. Bear McCreary being Bear McCreary. No complaints whatsoever. Very, very memorable, especially for the climax and, well, what's directly afterward. Just, mwah. He hits that nail squarely on the head and conveys exactly what he needs to. My playlist picked up another half dozen new songs. I can't believe this fight is still going. This is great. Oh, the music's going nuts too. Let's go, dude! So, full marks for creative direction. But how's it play? Combat is pretty much more God of War 2018. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Light and heavy runic attacks, axe throwing, blade chucking, rage meter talismans, it's all back. This game really makes you feel like you're a recovering genocidal maniac. Big, strong, smashy smash fun times. You get the blades from the start this time, and the new status mechanics encourage weapon swapping to keep the murder simulator feeling fresh. Though I mostly still just use the blades, because they're the blades and I love them, what can I say? There are some pretty big surprises to shake up the classic formula though, which are cool as hell. I didn't see them coming and was blown away. Finishers are even more satisfying and brutal, accompanied by truly savage audio design. There we are, not too bad. Oh, Jesus! God damn, that was vicious! God of War through and through. Absolutely metal. I did find myself wishing a few more of them involved the boy, though. I mean, look at this. How fucking cool is that? It's so wholesome. Give me more! Father and son! Oh my god, they're working together so well, I love it. I do have a few small gripes, however. First, I used Chaotic Rampage on the blades a lot. You hold R1 and do a ton of damage. But if you try to parry while you're holding R1, instead of blocking, you do your runic attack, get decked, and die. You can get good me all you want, yeah, whatever, but I never quite got the hang of not greeting for the next hit and inting. I don't see a reason why you shouldn't have to hold R1 first in order to runic attack and just avoid the issue entirely. Also, and this one is not a skill issue, the rage input is not exact at all. If you try to sprint and then lock on too quickly, or vice versa, you rage instead and waste a chunk. I know for a fact that I am not clicking those sticks at the same time. Canceling it also felt a little clunky. I'd hit it, nothing would happen, so I'd do it again, and it would cancel and rage again instantly. Very annoying. Additionally, the problem with keeping the camera so close to the action is that you have absolutely no peripheral vision. If every enemy is not directly in front of Kratos, you're in a very bad spot. Nearly everything can dash around the battlefield, and keeping up with a mobility with such limited vision can feel bad at times. I had some problems with how the lock-on behaves too. You can't target and easily face something that's on the edge of your screen by default. You have to turn that on in the options, and that causes its own issues with getting spinned around and made dizzy if what you're targeting dashes away or if you flick the stick one too many times. I could be wrong, but I don't remember having these issues in 2018. I found myself wishing the camera were a little further away quite often as I got into the endgame and fights became a little bit more challenging. The game is extremely generous with checkpoints. I'd even say too generous. Story bosses have 2 each, and your cooldowns are reset when you die. So once you know what you're doing, it devolves into blowing your load, getting it to the next phase, reset, rinse, and repeat. In hindsight, it's a shame. Beating the shit out of Thor and Odin didn't feel as rewarding as it should have. Give Me God of War mode needed to get rid of them, since the game kind of, didn't. If you die to anything else, you pop up right there and try the fight again. No lost progress, no frustration, just fun. Don't be afraid to jack up the difficulty and push yourself. Keeping the core of the game much the same allowed the studio to put more time and effort into expanding its systems. What was once an experiment is now fully realized. Gear is much more exciting. Every set of armor has perks now, and you can activate them very early. The real head turners are on the chest pieces, obviously. Bracers and belts have a different one that's thematically appropriate, but there are no set bonuses, so you can mix and match however you wish. There's options to support any playstyle, and you can upgrade them all to scale in the late game. Enchantments are still around, but they've got their own dedicated slots now. They're also cooler, with some very powerful set bonuses. Skill trees have also been revamped. On top of just more upgrades, you can now buy augments once you use skills in combat enough times. This lets you specialize the God of War's kit however you wish. XP is paced very well. You pretty much never run out of things to buy, and you're always trying to decide what to buy next. And that's not all, but it's all that I'm gonna say. You'll have to see for yourself. Enemy design is mostly great. We have a lot more variety between the new arrivals and familiar faces. There is still a good amount of recycling, if I'm being honest, but we aren't killing 10 trolls in the main story anymore. They brought back the goddamn Dark Elves that are impossible to hit. If anything should have been cut, it's them. But thankfully, there aren't many. Everything new is fine and fun to kill. Except the Phantoms. They get tiresome quick. Side content. Excellent. Many of the side quests have a very personal stake for one character or another, and it's very easy to care about and prioritize them. There's even wildly different dialogue depending on when in the main story you get around to them. That makes for some great replay value and shows how deeply this studio cares about their universe. There are a ton of collectibles to hunt down, and you won't want for variety. None of them are maliciously hidden, and you can find everything without a guide, with one notable exception. Remember this. You're welcome. That's not fair. The Crucible is back, but the Niflheim Maze, thank God, is not. The one downgrade is Berserker Spirits, which replace Valkyries. I'm sorry to say, they're not nearly as cool and aren't important to the lore at all. But hey, at least you don't have to put up with Poison Mist bullshit to fight them, so we'll call it even. Oh, and don't turn off the game once you get through the main quest. There's a lot to see and do in the epilogue, and I promise that you don't want to miss any of it. I took the extra time to 100% it. It's been a long time since I've been this impressed with a modern release, and I felt it deserved the extra effort. Total playtime ended up being around 82 hours. Now that's on God of War mode, so you can probably chalk over half of that up to deaths and resets. Gana alone took me literally 6 hours to kill. Go to hell, you rotten bitch.
Such pleasures you seek for their own sake.
But still, that's a damn big game. You definitely get your money's worth. Ragnarok runs smooth as butter on PS4 Pro, so if you were worried about not having a PS5 yet, don't be. It's still a gorgeous game, and no sacrifices were made to get it to run on last gen, which is nice. Sony Santa Monica, man. There's something special. Must be protected at all costs. It very rarely loads outside of the realm between realms. The dog sled bugged out on me pretty bad exactly once, and once in a great while I saw some slow-loading textures or enemy models. Deja vu! I've been in this place before! I will say that it takes a few seconds longer than it should to reset after death, which is a little aggravating on the hardest difficulty, but it's not too bad. All things considered, it's polished to a shine. Although it's not perfect, I'm giving Ragnarok a 10 out of 10 anyway. This is the gold standard of gaming. My game of the year. Sorry, Miyazaki. It's a lovingly and skillfully crafted masterpiece that will captivate you from start to finish. The rest of the industry should pay attention and take notes, especially when it comes to characterization and dialogue. Yeah, I'm looking at you, and your intolerable blocks of fucking wood. Don't be sorry. Be better. But forget I said any of that. What really matters is that last time we killed 2 dragons and saved 3. This time, we kill at least 7 and save none. Trash game, awful on every level, purely disgusting and an insult to the entire franchise. Don't you fucking buy it, or you support the cold-blooded murder of good boys who just wanted to be left alone and did absolutely nothing wrong.
So, do I control this thing somehow then?
Oh, no. This is just to hold you in place while we shine this light in your eyes.
Oh, you sodding bastard!
I love this game.
Open. See? No permanent damage.
I'll show you permanent damage, you wee fuck! Kratos, throw me at him! Horn! Case you takes a joke, you old goat!
This is so good.